62 or something like that. Okay. So both my mom's
Congrats, mom. You're not a boomer.
Yeah, so my mom's mom and my parents are boomers, but my great grandparents were fucking who knows? Fucking Great Depression.
The generation that like created the wealth, and then the boomer generation spoiled it.
They were part of the Great Depression, so. But yes, I think it was either my great grandma or grandma. I don't know, but on my maternal side, she always say niggas and flies. I do despise. The more I see niggas, the more I like flies.
Damn, is she like light skinned?
My grandma was light skinned, but my great grandma was dark skinned. My mom is pretty dark too.
Damn, that one gonna hurt. It's Black History Month too. I wish I didn't ask you that.
Oh. Happy Black History Month. The more you know.
That was so well timed. All right. Jesus. Whew.
Oh, okay. And shout out to USC picking up the local South Bay kids that I saw. One was Lawndale and the other one was...
Yeah, that was from like the early signing period. Tuli Tuipilotu?
No.
They got another kid?
USC maybe
had a very...
There was generic... What is that?
Pedestrian recruiting class. I'm actually going to talk about that in a minute. But I just want to... I said again. Oh, well, whatever. I just want to point out, and we're going to talk about this next week when Pete gets back, the rumors of the Raiders possibly signing Tom Brady. I'm just going to go on the record and get ahead of this. That way, when I come in and say it again, and Pete's like, "You didn't say that, bro. Why you lying, bro? Now you want to backtrack?" Nah, I'm going to just say it. I kind of don't care if the Raiders sign Tom Brady. It would kind of be funny. I would kind of enjoy it because at least he would demand perfection from those receivers. I wouldn't want to see Hunter Renfrow get 105 catches for 822 yards, but, it would be cool to see. And honestly, Darren Waller is the best player on the offense at this rate as far as receiver-wise. Could you not... Into the mic? Yeah, there you go.
Sorry. I was trying to do my research.
Speaking of niggas and flies, damn. Anyway, but speaking of flies, former Michigan State head coach, football coach, college football, Mike Dantonio retired as the head coach the day before signing day. The official signing day is February 5th. Official signing day. This dude steps down. He had some alleged violations against him, and Michigan State really hasn't been good like in the past couple of years. They've been pretty bad. I mean, they had Kenny Willekes at the Senior Bowl, who did really good, but as far as a collective team, Michigan State's been Trinidad-ash, like Trinidad James trash. After what was that song? Gold all on my chain, gold on my watch.
Oh, by Trinidad James.
What's the name of it? All Gold Everything?
All Gold Everything.
Yeah, after All Gold Everything, and he tried to put out a second single, and people weren't feeling it, and it flopped. Yeah, that's kind of how like Michigan State's been. So speaking of signing day in college football, I'm gonna just get straight to it, man. USC was trash again. This is probably one of the worst recruiting classes in decades, or at least since Pete Carroll. I just want to point out they fired 3 assistants, the defensive line coach, I think Johnny Nansen, and a linebacker coach. And they brought on Todd Orlando, who was Utah State's former defensive coordinator and Texas's defensive coordinator. And he gave Clay Helton fits both times when Texas played and Utah State. So now he's the guy. But the biggest news that happened was like a 4-star running back who was supposed to go to USC flipped and went to Kentucky. And ironically, Kentucky has a top 25 recruiting class. I just want to say that's pretty hilarious. So, when it comes to USC and their recruiting class, they had no commitments to close out their 2020 class. Like, it was just dead. And They are 54th in the nation and 10th in the Pac-12. The only guy that they really got was 4-star wide receiver Gary Bryant Jr. out of Corona Centennial. They were so bad. Like, I think Georgia Southern was ahead of them. Like, a couple Sunbelt schools were ahead of them. Like, a 2-star QB spurned USC's late offer to go, and a tailback who visited decided, I'm going to go to North Carolina, Charlotte. I'm going to go to Charlotte. And then the 2-star QB went to North Carolina. Like, everyone who's been covering Ryan Abraham Inside Troy, he says he's been covering USC football since the mid-'90s, and he's never seen a signing day like this. It's putrid. I mean, they just a bunch of 3-stars, 1 4-star, and it goes to the point, like, they're not developing the talent that they do have. So now USC isn't a name like that anymore. Now 5-stars in the whole state are realizing the Pac-12 isn't getting me the recognition that I want, so I'm just going to go to a whole nother state where they actually will give me NFL coaching. So let's just look at some of those signing day results, shall we? All right, top 25. 25, I'm going to go from 25 to 21. Georgia Tech, class size, 24. They got 5 4-star players and 19 3-star players. Already a better recruiting class than USC, by far. Then Stanford. Stanford got 6 4-star recruits, 15 3-stars. But, I mean, honestly, all those cats are probably going to play as soon as they get there because Stanford had like 20 guys in the transfer portal. Shit's going crazy up there. But, hey, it is what it is. So, yeah, E.J. Smith, Emmitt Smith's son, is at Stanford. Arizona State probably had the best class other than Oregon. Arizona State killed it for the Pac-12 in particular. I mean, Utah did pretty good, but Arizona State's 23, 8 4-stars, 12 3-stars. And they also got Johnny Wilson, a 6'6" wide receiver, who was going to go to Oregon but flipped to them, which is impressive. Kentucky, as I said, they flipped 4-star all-purpose running back Michael Drennan II. He's pretty much going to fill the role that Lynn Bowden Jr. had, who led the SEC in rushing as a quarterback, but he was also a wide receiver and a quarterback and a running back. So, yeah, Kentucky's doing pretty good. Shout out to Mark Stoops. For them, 22 guys, 6 4-stars, 16 3-stars. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Florida State at 21, 8 4-star recruits, 16 3-star recruits. Mike Norville did pretty good in his first haul there. We'll see how that goes. Now, Nebraska. I mean, Nebraska's eventually going to be good, right? Like, they keep getting guys. They keep getting recruits. They're eventually going to be good. One would hope. I trust Scott Frost and Nebraska to probably have a better season than USC football this year. Yes, I just said that. Yes, you can hold me to it one way or another. So, Nebraska got a class of 24, 9 4-star recruits, 15 3-star recruits. So now, as far as stars go, some people say, oh, stars don't matter. In a sense, they really don't matter. But as far as just getting talented kids into your program and some of the nation's best, if Nebraska can bring in a better – Nebraska isn't a state necessarily known for a lot of its skill players, but they get linemen. But if Nebraska can bring in a better recruiting class than USC, and USC is USC, that tells you a lot. Notre Dame, 19th. They got 1 5-star recruit, a tight end. Some say he's the most college-ready prospect. Throw him with Ian Book, and that's actually pretty nice. 8 4-star recruits, 8 3-star recruits. North Carolina, after a great season under Mac Brown, man, this is crazy. 9 4-star recruits, 16 3-star recruits, and they got a 4-star defensive end who was the highest rated prospect in the history of North Carolina football. So good for him. South Carolina stole Jordan Burch, they managed to flip him. It was some drama on Wednesday. 5-star defensive lineman Jordan Burch signed with the Gamecocks instead of LSU. So South Carolina got 1 5-star, 8 4-stars, 15 3-star recruits, 17th in the country. So you see how like no Pac-12 schools are competing like this. At least a USC and a UCLA. Washington got 1 5-star recruit. Really good. Xavien Smalls can play outside linebacker, defensive end. 9 4-star recruits, 11 3-star recruits. Penn State, James Franklin, 11 4-star recruits, 16 3-star recruits. And then some JUCO guys mixed in there. Miami Hurricanes, despite them not winning, and Manny Diaz, they cleaned up with quarterback De'Aaron King in the transfer portal, and Temple pass rusher Quincy Roche, who could eventually become a first-round pick because that dude had almost 30 sacks at Temple. It's crazy. He balled out. But Miami, they finished 14th in the rankings, 10 4-star recruits, 12 3-star recruits. So, yeah, everybody can recruit except USC and apparently UCLA. So then you got the Michigan Wolverines, 14 4-star recruits, 9 3-star recruits. That really hurt.
That was a sneeze again?
Yeah, it was a sneeze and a yawn. I don't know what the hell's going on. That creeped me out. Anyway, Dorian Green-Warren actually was the cornerback who got flipped from USC to Michigan. Everybody thought he was going to go to USC. Nope. From Narbonne to Michigan. And I think he had Charles Woodson's number too. So you look at Oklahoma, 12th in the country, 14 4-star recruits, 9 3-star recruits, and a couple JUCO guys, and a really good safety. The Oregon Ducks, the best class in the Pac-12 by far. They got 3 5-star recruits, arguably the best at their position. 5-star linebacker Noah Sewell, little brother to sophomore, or actually no, he's going to be a junior. This dude, I think it's Perry Sewell. I don't know why I'm spacing out on his first name. Anyway, his older brother was an All-American left tackle, probably going to be one of the top picks in the draft. As a true junior, and he's the only Oregon lineman in history to win the Outland Trophy for best lineman all in general. So when your older brother is like a surefire top 5 NFL pick, and you come in and everyone's saying, as a linebacker or edge rusher, you could become a future first round pick too at Oregon, crazy. By the way, 5-star recruits, all 3 of them came out of California. Wow. Justin Flo, number 6 overall recruit, arguably the best linebacker in California history, at least in the past 30 years. Arguably, the dude might run a 4.4 right now. He's insanely talented, and he goes to Oregon. I'm just shocked, honestly. Yeah, it happened again. I sneezed and almost went.
If y'all see what I'm experiencing right now, I'm confused because I think he's coughing and I think he's yawning or whatever, but he's like, oh my God, that just hurt it.
It really hurts. The shit hurts. It's like acid in my throat. I don't know what's going on. And most of the time this happens when Pete's here, I just play that shit off. But the past 3 days, it's been happening way too much. But anyway, Oregon, 3 5-star recruits, 7 4-star recruits, 12 3-star recruits. My bad. But the fact that Oregon just has top flight recruits at quarterback and defensive back and linebacker, all the positions of need where cats are moving on to the NFL. Man, it's amazing. Texas Longhorns, 10th overall, recruiting class, one